So we get a lot of questions on the differences between sponsored display product targeting and sponsored display audience targeting, which is also like the views remarketing and now the new choose your own audience adventure type of deal. So Brock, what do you think about this?
Yeah, so this is definitely a new addition to some of the sponsored display options. And I will say, while I prefer to go for the product targeting, I do think that the most important thing to realize is what exactly a display ad is. This is not the same thing as a sponsored product ad. The whole value of a sponsored product ad is how similar it looks to an organic listing on Amazon. A lot of people, customers, they don't actually even understand that they're clicking on an ad whenever they click on a sponsored product at the top of the page. And that's why they are so effective. So the conversion rate you're going to get from a sponsored product is so much higher than what you get almost always on sponsored display. And so even if you get your targeting really refined and your audience, or say you just pick those very best products to target for the product targeting sponsored display, those ad placements, they still do not show up in nearly the same click-through or conversion rate that you would get through a sponsored product, because people know their ads. They're on the side of the page, the bottom of the page, or just somewhere not even relevant for the product that the customer could be interested in.
Definitely, they look just like Google Ads, and often a random product will show on another product page, and it does just look like an ad. And so we definitely do see a better return on sponsored products, which is why it's important to really prioritize putting your budget behind sponsored products before you go after sponsored display.
I do think if you want to test sponsored display, especially the new audience refinements, I think it's a great idea. Just make sure you start the budget low, start the bid low, be very selective about how much budget you're spending on sponsored display versus the sponsored product. We see immediate results on sponsored product where sponsored display can take a little longer to get the attribution data in. So that's another thing. You might not know if it's working for quite a few more days compared to the sponsored product.
Mm-hmm. And you can use the optimizer on sponsored display. So it's a good idea to set maybe a lower max bid than you have on your sponsored product ads, at least when you're first getting started. You'll notice if you are running audience targeting sponsored display, some of those audience ad groups consist of like millions and millions of people, and those people are seeing the ads both on and off of Amazon. And so as we keep talking about, the conversion rate is so low, you want to make sure that your bid is going to start very conservative.